This might surprise you guys, but I don't just talk about Age of Empires 2. I actually play it quite a bit as well. More recently, I've been really working on planning over the next 2 months to have excellent content for the YouTube channel. And when I need to procrastinate from work, I play Age of Empires. And so I play the game, I record the game, I play the game, I watch the game. I pretty much live and breathe this game. And this is a fun one here. I'm really excited to show this to you guys. There are some times where I'm in a game and I think, oh man, YouTube's gonna love this if my plan can be executed. So I have a pretty funky plan, all right? So I got lots to say here. Let's just get the introductions in. Here I am in the blue playing as the Burmese. And here's my opponent, a French player, C. Salette, playing as the Berbers. Now, the map here is Mega Random, and Mega Random can give you a variety of different generations. And in this generation, we have like a donut-shaped area of grass. So, that immediately caught my eye. We started with a camel, so it didn't start with the scout where we could actually attack, which does change things, and I'll get to it. But, I've noticed here there's some, what we call amphibious terrain on the outside, and then also in the middle. So what this means is, you can use ships on the outside, and you can use ships in the middle. But obviously, land units can also walk on this terrain too. So, Salette and a lot of other players in that top 100 region, they're going to look at this, and they're going to make land units, right? Now, that would be different if there was fish. But however, there's no fish here. And it's kind of an issue I've had with Mega Random at times, is I've always felt like there's a lot of, useless amphibious terrain. Add a couple fish, and maybe people will try and dock. But, I've always got these great visions, right? Very rarely do the visions pan out, and not saying this one does, believe me, some things go wrong, but, I looked at this, and there were a couple things going through my mind. So first off, I really don't like the Burmese, specifically against the Berbers. The Berber Camel Archer is a really strong unit. I noticed the stones are pretty close to the TCs. I thought maybe Fast Castle could be attempted from him. Burmese infantry archer civilization. Berbers have pretty cheap knights, cheap camels against my knights. We don't need to break it down too much, right? I think there's a world where Burmese can compete, but I just didn't really like the matchup. So there was that aspect of it. The other aspect is we started with a camel scout. Now, for majority of you guys, it's not going to make much of a difference if this thing can attack. A scout's a scout. Oftentimes, people just put this on auto scout, let it scout the map, and you don't really pay attention to it. But at the high level, as I'm trying to push in this deer, at the high level, not being able to attack with that camel means walling there's a little bit more potential with walling, right? Here's a good example of that. His camel scout is in the back here. And I would have never really taken, well, this wall's fine, but some of the risks I will take, with these walls, you just wouldn't take without Loom because the scout could attack and kill you. So, and then the final thing, I don't know how many points I said I was thinking about here. The final thing is I looked at my base and I saw this giant back gold. My berries is kind of on the back. I was definitely regretting taking this woodline, but I could just naturally see, and I'd already scouted this pattern intentionally, that I could maybe go for some walls. But, I wanted to mind game my opponent here, all right? Now here he is. He's gone for the better woodlines in my opinion, because they're bigger woodlines, but he is on the amphibious terrain, okay? 1 lumber camp here, 5 villagers on it. Here we're going to have 5 villagers on it. This is fairly standard stuff for a scout or archer opening. From what my opponent can see now, I am Burmese, a civilization that has really good infantry, and I built a barracks. Now, it was so important to me that he believed that this was the core of my strategy. Everything that he has seen, and we played together dozens of times. He did say at the start, a long time. We hadn't played together in a long time. But, everything he has seen so far has said T90 is playing standard, just like we would on Arabia. Now, I did not want him to be able to come in here, because if he came in here, he would see my real plan. So here I am. I was looking for intel But I was just hoping that none of this stuff was pre-walled or walled up, people, because I've got a plan for you. And I hope you're proud of me for the attempts. Now, I made one militia. Now, normally, like, there's going to be a second one at the very least as a follow-up. And he's being a massive nerd, tracking this the whole way through, letting me know. Might even try and lure my militia away. But look what I am doing back here, folks. I'm making a dock. Now, again, there's no reason to do this economically, right? He's going to open with an archer range because he's expecting that infantry. He's tracked it the whole way through. Very well played. From everything he has seen, he has just seen that I'm walling, which I do quite a bit sometimes, and I'm going for the militia. Now, it's possible, like some of you guys now, because we have this full vision, right? Some of you real thinkers out there are going to say, well, T90, shouldn't he know this? Like, shouldn't he know that just one militia is a little weird and suspicious? Maybe. But again, like, a little bit of autopilot here is common for the high level. And he's looking right now, and what he's expecting is an archer range. And what I'm actually still doing is an archer range. But this is all part of my secret plan, guys. My super secret, do it for the content plan. I've got a demolition ship, and I am on my way. Now, if you were to describe me to your friends, you'd probably make some comments about my farms or something if you were to describe my gameplay. But I hope if you were to describe me, you would say I have good strategy. Because I would describe myself as someone who's got good strategy, but struggles with execution. This game's freaking hard. My wrists lock up. I'm old. It's like, I just can't do it like some of these guys could do. I'm proud of my level, but still, it's tricky. But the strategy can be there, guys. The execution can struggle. And so I'm sitting here, and there's no way I'm ever expecting him to have a unit there. And my freaking demo spoils the whole freaking plan. Now, I don't know if he knows how that villager died, but the villager's dead somehow, right? And from what we can see, this is actually the first time I'm rewatching it. It doesn't look like he had any suspicions that was a demo. But man, the plan for me was to wait and to get into the wood line and kill 5 villagers. Instead, I just end up killing 1. So here I am. Now I'm worried because I'm thinking that he knows. And so here I go. And I'm about to make the move to make you all proud of me. And there I go. And this is his point of view. This is his perspective. He quick walls. And I can't hit that one. He's panicking. He's pushing me with army. I need to defend from this. This needs to work. I've invested a lot into water. He's quick walled this one now too. What I'm hoping for is more than 1 villager kill with this. 1 villager for 1 demo doesn't necessarily feel worth it. But I'm panicking here now because I wanted to switch plans. And my demo's on the move. And well, yeah, I killed another villager. I mean, it's still good. But that first demo and just, so much of that just could have gone so much better. So, yeah, the execution's just not there. And I was so disappointed. I was like, oh, come on. This would have been so epic. So I changed my plan from here, right? I did make some skirms as resistance to the archer play because I need to have something behind here. But ultimately, I'm just going to go full arena style from here. Now, thankfully, I didn't hit that whole wood line because this makes this game so much more interesting. I am ahead economically, but he's doing some smart things here. And he realizes the potential for water, right? So this dock is starting to make some navy. And we even see stone walls from him. Stone walls on the amphibious terrain. Super smart to stop more ships from going in there. Now, from what he could see, there's a vulnerability here if this gate goes down. But he can't be on the amphibious terrain for too long because I'm going to just pop out with a demo there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So right now, I'm actually thinking I don't need to use these skirms. What I need is I just need to rely on water to win this game. My camel scouting, I see the stone walls. And meanwhile, I've escaped my base. And I'm making a dock here. And I'm just looking for army, guys. I figured, you know, if he sends the army here or the army here, I want to know about it. I want to see it. I want to get kills. So if you have noticed, I'm using the market like crazy. Because I know my eco's not going to be that good. So it's all about timings here, right? And so there I go on the way to the next stage. And he shows up with 2 fire galleys and the archers. And I'm just being attacked by a tiger, but I am really concerned about this. Because I sold all my stone, I can't tower. I only have a demo in here, and this demo needs to connect with everything to give me a solid shot. And here I go. I have to quick wall. I hop out, and I kill one unit. I kill one unit, but I weaken a bunch of them. The positive here, I suppose, is that I weakened 2 of the ships. And I'm looking for more army that will not come. But I have to defend myself. Now, because he hasn't really used the market, and he's invested into, you know, the farming approach and whatnot, he doesn't really have the resources to click up to Castle Age. So I have to damage control here the best I can. And I was able to kill 1 of the ships. 2 of the ships, actually. I looked away. Both of the weak ones I was able to kill. But he doesn't have fletching, so thankfully my villagers are still able to live. They're uncomfortable, but they're alive. So I'm still waiting for another follow-up army. Like, I figure he might send units out there. I still haven't lost anything, but the efficiency's not really there, and his range units are now sitting on my gold. Did I just straight up not use these skirmishers at all? I played this the other day. I don't think I ever pulled the skirms out of the range. It feels like 3 skirmishers would help here. Anyways, I'm not the brightest. I'm completely surrounded here. It was one of those days. You guys know how it is, right? And life is awkward. So, I hit the next stage. And my game plan has shifted from here into a forward castle. A risky spot to be, but I have a demo waiting, so I figured that's probably fine. From his perspective, now, he still hasn't killed too much. I was able to re-wall this. So, I don't know how that villager's living, but re-wall this. And I did buy and sell a lot and show the power of the market. And one single night was able to clear up the range units. So, that was pretty good. I get the War Galley upgrade, so my ships are stronger. Not a bad situation for me to be in. Villager somehow survives. Oh, because she could go in there. And my knight and my fire's able to defend here. And I've been able to take some really nice engagements this game. I did remember trying to save that weak knight and not pulling it back in time. So, now let's think about it from his perspective, right? He's on the way to the next stage. He did harass me a lot. The worker efficiency for me is probably really low. Unfortunately, unable to break me. Did actually spot this lumber camp. So I just placed the lumber camp up there because I had the sneaky dock. He's on the way to the lumber camp right now. But he feels vulnerable in down here, right? Because, you know, the house could go down. I just took out some ships over here. So I'm naturally going to bring in more ships this direction. I remember being confused about him fighting these villagers here. And it makes sense. I guess the auto scout there, the camel, ended up finding the lumber camp, and he was being really attentive. Eco KD is 2-2. I'm still banking up stone, thinking about a forward castle. And what do I feel that I might need? Because I don't really have the eco for more knights. Well, it's Burmese. They have cheap monk upgrades. They've got good monks. So I'm going to go monks. Now, this demo's lurking. Okay, and I actually need to go back here. It's just, what's kind of cool is I didn't watch this one through yet. Okay, so if he was paying attention, he would have seen that demo for a moment. You know, Knight does a pretty good job here, kills the archers. Villager actually survives. 17-7 KD, big navy from him in the south. Let's check resources collected real quick. Resources collected, he's collected more. This is what happens when you don't rely on the market like I have. But I obviously hit the timings, right? His archer was actually shooting my demo there for a second. And what I had said at the start is I feel like Camel Archer destroys my civilization. I didn't quite get the War Galley upgrade yet. It is in queue for him. But I'm not worried about that. I mean, I'm worried about it, but it's not my focus. I'm just going to hold this area with a demo, hoping that if he runs through, he would hit my demo. And here I come. Now, he never scouted. He scouted the lumber camp. Never scouted that I docked here this whole time, right? Did know about the demo, and now I'm starting to make a castle. Now, he's under immediate pressure. That's the beauty of a push like this, right? And he decides, well, I need to drop my castle, and there's my demo! And the demo takes out the castle foundation, people. I'm a very proud man. The most created unit for me, folks, was a demolition ship. Forgot about the 3 skirmishers. Made, what, 2 knights or something? Obviously had some monks on the way. But the demos actually got the job done. Could have been a much shorter game if my initial demo would have killed the villagers. But I've had to show you this one because everything just kind of played out according to plan here. Now, I think that castle from him, like maybe he didn't realize that the demo would kill it. I actually hesitated here. So I did this because I wasn't sure if it was worth it. Because let's pretend the demo's not here. My castle's already at 25%. I've got monks to convert villagers. My castle probably beats his and then shoots a bunch of ills. And then I could have the demo, right? So I didn't actually know how much damage the demo would do here. So I'm like, let's not do it. And then obviously I end up just giving it a shot. Maybe someone can tell me how much damage gets done there, but maybe it wouldn't have been that close. Either way, we get the job done, guys. We get the castle down. And we had some sneaky tricks in this one, so I wanted to show you that. I know a lot of you guys don't get to see demos on land units that frequently, so that's what we got to see here. Honestly, very risky play, high risk, high reward stuff. I think if the engagements go slightly different for him, he actually destroys my whole wood line. I got very fortunate. My demo of this dock and feudal age weakened both of his ships, but we got it done. So, short game. Hope you enjoyed it. But a little excitement now because the next video I'm going to upload, well, that might not be true. Not the next video. The next pro game that's going to hit this channel was the very next game we played, and there was more amphibious terrain on the map. That's right. So, you know, this time I was able to surprise him. He would have never expected the docks. The second time, maybe he expected it. We'll see. Opponent collected more resources. Well played to him. Always a really fun player to play. 2,300 elo. Again, like top 100. Really solid. I think he had taken a break from the game, so we hadn't played each other in a long time. And let me know what you think about the game. I don't normally bring my games to the channel, but occasionally I get a good one, and I say, wow. Again, like I even thought about it when I saw the map. YouTube would really like this one. Always a bit of a tricky spot for him, right? He's got so much navy down here. That navy couldn't contribute much at this point. So it was kind of fun. I think this does become a full water game in more normal games if this area is connected. But because it was in 2 separate areas, we were kind of able to keep him guessing a little bit. Good stuff. Also, I will say this in a couple videos this week. I want to say thank you all for 350,000 YouTube subscribers. That is a very big number. I started this whole journey almost 10 years ago, and it's been crazy that this game has come back from the dead, and we've got a community to watch games. So, very much appreciated for everything you do, and I hope I gave you a good rest of your day, evening. It's a good start to your day. I don't know. Are you eating oatmeal right now? Are you falling asleep? Are you already asleep? Probably everything. But thank you, guys. See you in the next one.